I had a schedule on YouTube, and I think that's probably why. Thank you for checking, Kaylee. Timespin, let's see if the chat will take links. So it does. Know my timeline tool is my attempt. I think I've seen this when I was doing some research as well. Thank you for that. Apologies to anybody on YouTube. I didn't realize that it wasn't showing up. So I was talking to you. Some people were saying hello as well. Noob Fortress, thank you for... I've commented on you already, but you didn't hear it. So to catch everybody up, the plan, roughly, is to go through all the Nomai text. And I'm hopeful that people who are able to join between all of us Outer Wilds obsessives, we can argue. Oh, thank you so much for the subscription, AloneTube. I'm hopeful that we can go through and argue and say, well, this that part absolutely awfully. Am I even going to get off of this? Yeah. Between all of us, we can go through and say, okay, this bit doesn't make sense to be here, therefore it needs to be somewhere else. I should not have come down here with the ship. It's a rookie mistake. Oh my god, I feel like I need the opposite of whatever the... Okay, we're in a time loop, this will be fine. Right, not here. What I want to do is go to the mural. Which I think's down there. This bit's a maze in all honesty. Yes. Is this planet falling apart already? What can we glean from this? Do we think there's any way to indicate the order of the escape pods as they left? Because I know the first bit of text is going to be on the vessel, and the last bit is going to be on the vessel. But then the next lines are going to be in the escape pods. Oh, Songbird, hello. Going to go to work. Can you listen? Can you listen in maybe, or catch up later maybe? Thank you for coming back in. Nice to see you. It's been a little while. That's my fault, by the way. I've not been streaming as much as I should have been. So I feel from this we can interpret 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's the reason. Oh, that's the thing I thought as well, Darling Spoon. They leave in order, but then it would make sense. Like, is the order boosh, 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 1, 2, 3 going, or is it 1, wait 10 minutes, 2, wait 10 minutes? But then when they land, my assumption would be that escape pod 3, I think, off the top of my head, the Dark Bramble escape pod is going to be the first one to have the text. That's going to be in Dark Bramble, doesn't have far to go. And then by the sides of how the planets are, like Dark Bramble to Brittle Hollow right now is shorter than Dark Bramble to Ember Twin. But then, what point in the loop? Rapid succession. I like that thinking. But the picture doesn't really give us anything. I mean, could I say that the Ember Twin Nomai are slightly closer in the picture, but this is just a drawing. Hello, the Grybro. So this doesn't really help me at all. Vessel receives the signal picks up the vessel shoots them all out. Noob Fortress and I, and maybe some of you, believe it's bish, 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 bish. They go out quickly, but this sadly doesn't actually give us any indication of which one lands first, and that's particularly between and Brittle Hollow. I'm going to say, without any authority, that the one that is in Dark Bramble is the first one. The distances are going to be entirely dependent on where the planets were in their orbits when the pods launched incorrect. And I watched a CGP Grey video, and I dare say some of you probably have seen it already. I think it's CGP Grey. That talks about how Mercury is actually the closest planet to like every other planet because of how orbits work, which hurts my head if I think about it too much. So from here, we've not learned anything, but we'll be obviously back at the temporary settlement. Like at some points, it's like, is it quicker to just go and reset the loop? But we'll go off to Bramble. Nice text finding, Dallaspoon. Thank you very much. Oh, Dark Bramble's run off. I had locked on. Where is it? Down there. Reverse order 3, 2. Jesus Christ, autopilot. I should put the controller down thinking I could read for you guys. How fucked is the ship? Right, nothing terrible. Wait, what's going on? What am I moving? I'm not moving. Oh, it's literally stuck on Whitehall Station. I was waiting for movement, and we're just thrusting into Whitehall Station. Have we put it off its Why is my map not opening? I wondered if we are able to adjust Whitehall Station's orbit at all, but we can't. It looks like it's still there. The Grybo, I've been working on my own video essay project that I don't think anyone has attempted, at least I've seen, and the funny enough, the first person I thought of reaching out for a potential collab. I am interested, I just completely forgot to message because I've been so busy here. Let me know if you're interested, shoot email. Chertsresearchnotes@gmail.com, please do email me. Razzle the Red, no, really messed me up as well. And It Takes Two, no, I'm not in this. God, this is a disaster. I was like trying to go forwards, but I'm out of the ship. Thank you, Kaylee. We did not finish It Takes Two for reasons. Mainly because, like, when we thought about going in, we're like, do we want to play? It felt like a bit of a task. But we are playing something else right now, which isn't live, which has helped us as well, like not going live. So we're playing on our own time. Have I not? I've not identified a load of people. And yeah, the book in It Takes Two. Oh, fucking book. But we are enjoying the game we are playing at the moment, and we're going to get it through all, complete it, and then share it. It's a Metroidvania. Neither of us have played it, and I dare say we are better at it because the two of us are playing, Kaylee and I. We're really enjoying it so far. More on that to come. Where the frick is this escape pod? Do you know what? I'm thinking then that the ordering here, the computer, everything's broken, of course. What is this game? This is The Outer Worlds. It's a really, really good game. Set in space. And there's an Outer Worlds 2 that's come out as well. Everyone likes The Outer Worlds. Can we match velocity, please? What the hell? I'm matching velocity, but somehow the ship is going further away from me. I'm matching velocity to something wrong that I shouldn't be. Is the ship moving by itself? I didn't park this far away. It's actually a mod for the No Man's Sky. That's how Outer Worlds. That's what Outer Worlds actually is. Yeah, the ship was moving. I thought that too. I was way close to this. So I've got a mod that does something like a vanilla fix mod. I wonder if that's just screwed me up. I also want to turn off, although this will annoy me later, no doubt. Pre-flight checklist. I don't want to read time. And I also want to turn off the UI for these reading bits. I chose a college thesis for a class where the project was, what if Spore had physics? Remember Spore? Hey, for a risk, good to see you. Is it a good game? It's reasonable. It's reasonable. No Man's Sky mods. Yeah, Spore was never lived up to its potential. Am I meant to have, by the way, the jazzy little lines with the translator tool here? Anyway, okay, concentrate. The actual point of doing the stream right now. Also, Flareox, if you aren't being sarcastic, if you've never played this game before, please, this sounds really bad, please don't be here, because in all seriousness, the game is called Outer Wilds and it's fantastic. But if you are being sarcastic, I'd love to play along with the joke. Vanilla Fix mod is mostly for New Horizons stuff, by the way. Yeah, I've heard something similar, but also there are some really good fixes in it. And the auto matching velocity, that's like a really good one for the ship to actually be stable, which I do like a lot. So this is probably the first piece of text that the Nomai, I think, write outside of the vessel. It's launching escape pod 321. This is the first escape pod that gets logged. I don't think anyone can argue with this, right? Escape pod crashed as we tried to flee this place, destroying our movement and communication capabilities in the process. So Sekka is the first person who actually speaks. We've held out as long as we could here, but this pod's supply of breathable air is nearly depleted, and the anglerfish attack more and more frequently. The best chance at survival is to return to the vessel, either to repair the damage or, more probably, await rescue. Okay, Flareox. Could you see why I was a little bit worried, though? I felt there was more internet to explore in No Man's Sky, but nothing was that exciting. I played No Man's Sky really early, and I played it in co-op, and it was fun for like 5 hours, and then wasn't so fun. But I've heard like the game's changed a lot since then. Escal, Sekka, is the message finished? The vessel's beacon is already growing fainter. It will be gone in a matter of hours. We need to leave here quickly. So that is likely, or almost certainly, the first text later. Well, actually, that's the first text that the Nomai have, but this is probably the first text that Nomai actually have in terms of the computer. So, begin flight log, escape pod 3. Vessel's been mortally injured. 3. Multiple collisions, navigation error, and the most terrifying you can ever imagine. God, my piloting's awful. Yeah, good on No Man's Sky team, in all honesty, because that game was janky when it first came out. I'm not used to having the symbols move. I'm used to, like, I've got time frozen usually. That's actually really cool. Yes, you're totally right, Noob Fortress. But I think this is probably the first text, and then the recording that we just read about, and then this recording. There's a new problem. Our equipment is detecting two distinct beacons for the vessel. So this recording is after the first recording, right? No one disagrees on that. This is like recording number 2. We've got computer, recording 1, and then this will be recording 2 as they're going to the exit the ship. We have Din, Sekka, and Escal. Suppose that beacon is false. The first one's a message. Yeah, so hello, Mortiat. Vessel, undeniably first and last text. And then escape pod 3 is the prevailing theory that is the first text that the Nomai in the solar system, although do they actually get to the solar? Technically in the solar system. In that ramble, leave. And then we'll be shooting off out of here. I always find it really weird that this escape pod door isn't already shot into space. Like, did they really go out the other way? I'm sure I just saw a piece of ice disappear there. Maybe it's just ship's got all the way over there. Maybe just like a leaf or something in here. No problem, Mortia. Thanks for coming, by the way. Am I that low on oxygen already? Oh shit, I actually am. The ship's just there. Let me get oxygen. Yeah, the Escal clan text is a ways away. Like that's... Oh, my pilot thing's really bad. 1 second. Back in. I don't need the ship log, I just want you to refuel. Oh, that's a little dainty cough, Kaylee. Are you okay? Kaylee's had the flu recently, bless her. My control really doesn't feel like it's working normally. But maybe I just suck at controls. That's the wrong way. Technically, a lot of the updating text at the Ash Team Twin project would be the last text. Yeah, Solanum as well could be the last text, and that's like a thing I want to consider. Like, would you consider Solanum the conversation? Like, she's part of the story, but what if you never actually meet her? Thank you for sending the email. I'm curious to see what your project is. I'll get rid of the UI again for a second. Oh, this is sad. Look how sad this is every time. Music right on cue. And then this is certainly going to be the text from Escape Pod 3. So it's all these computers. They actually don't write anything down. Oh, second. It's upsetting stuff. I feel like I've played the game how many times? I've just never noticed these ice cubes. Can I not interact? Are they going through? No. Oh, it's disappeared. What the hell? You all saw that, right? I'm not going crazy. One unrelated question that's always been in my mind is whether or not the Nomai generally communicate vocally or purely through text. I'm not sure what to make of those little boxes we see, but 90% of the communications we are scrolls. Yeah, it's really difficult to know. Like in spacesuits as well. I know you find them, their bones as well. They are particles. This bit makes me sad. So sad. Quantum Solanum text. Like the snowflakes. Sick reference. Somebody left a message, maybe it was you, that the snowflakes, you get snowflakes in real life which have like every single number, like 10 is 6 to 12, which I don't know if that's the truth. Seed lagged my game so hard for no reason. Hi 8-ball with, is it 8 L's, because that's cool if it is. Ah, what a unproductive first loop. especially considering YouTube didn't even have a chance to be here for most of it. Dining Spoon, you need a YouTube channel because, yes, I should have thought of that. Your voices. Yeah, that's definitely a particle because let's be it. So Escape Pod 3, 100% first thing, right? No one's complaining about that or arguing about that. Interrupt us. I don't even want to think about it. Why would you even ask that question? How long do we suppose they hung out there, the seeds, before they died? 22 minutes, I don't know. It makes me so sad though. Oh my god, April, what timing! How did you enjoy the DLC? Just completed it. The final visions. Best bit of the game. That's a pretty good point. The speaking verbally. I do question though whether the actual vocal communication or the half-in translator's best interpretation of what they were saying. Yeah, they didn't have a chance to go to the second seed, which I mean is like a 5-minute journey, so 2-minute journey, so I agree. Only a few minutes. How many times did the Alps jump scare you? Best game ever. Oh, Frog 2098. We're not going to touch the DLC in this, so lucky you, but and everyone else be vague on the DLC. But DLC is fantastic. That shit, is that coming right for us? Holy smokes. I really wanted to hit my ship one day. I've never had the pleasure. Talking about timelines, I was wondering whether that outside recording might have come after some of the crash recordings. Oh, that's a good point. Oh, that is a very good point. Oh, it's the wrong button. It's the wrong button, this one. Have I not identified the distress beacons? No, I have. So 3, 2, 1. What are we thinking? So we know that Escape Pod 2 was the second launched, thanks to chat. But was Brittle Hollow or was Ember Twin the first planet the Nomai actually left and saw the solar system for good properly? Build the hatching ship out of Lego, take a photo, send it in. Chert's research notes at gmail.com. That sounds awesome. Or put on subreddit, all honesty. Yeah, Slappy Sloth. We are questioning, is there a way to know which escape pod crashed first? Because no, we know which one's launched first. That's Ashton I'm going to. No, no, no. Yeah, I did think about that DLC as well. One little bit which might suggest. I've not identified the signal. That's embarrassing. I don't. This is a filming account. Let's look for context clues on the actual escape pods. What do we think about that? We need status reports for all systems, but initial things first is everyone unharmed. Anona says this. Roos. Do we hear from Roos after this? Our escape pod's passengers are afraid, but physically well. Anona, everyone survived the crash. Anona, this is a relief at least. You have my gratitude, Burr. Were you able to find the other escape pod's distress signals? I can hear both signals. So context, you can hear both signals somewhere in this star system, but I don't believe either escape pod crashed on the same planet as us. And I think the fact that it looks like this has to be powered, like out of the escape pod itself, this beacon. That means that the beacon's already put out, which I think contextually suggests that we can hear both the other escape pods, right? So, Brittle Hollows first. Which means everything we're going to find here is secondary. Dying Spoon, what is in your brain to know this off the top of your head? I've watched a lot of playthroughs as well. Escape Pod 2, vessel's been mortally injured, emergency sequence activated, awaiting departure. Launching Escape Pod 3, now launching Escape Pod 2. Collision imminent, preparing for impact. Scanning external environment, scan complete. External temperatures prohibitively high. In hospital, do not seek shelter on the planet's surface. I think the beacon is outside on Bramble Pod. I mean, we're literally just there, but I'm pretty sure it is. Beacon star system is more bearable below the surface. When our escape pod punctured this planet's surface, it broke into what scans show is a cave system with much cooler air. I would recommend, this is Milorori by the way, seek a site down there to build long-term shelter and unearth these passages are a maze. Even with this danger, there's still our best chance of finding survival. We'll form teams and descend into the caves to look for a shelter site. We can mark our findings on the walls to avoid becoming irreversibly lost. Be cautious, everyone, and be aware the sand as you search. It appears to be rising gradually. Outside of the pod. Okay, so they can hear each other. So maybe they wait for a second before they are allowed out, like automatically by whatever system the escape pods have. And I find this bit interesting then. I'm already regretting doing this challenge. How am I going to order this? What's your question, Kate?
Who's with the non routes?
That's where we are now, right? Burr? B-U-R? Assuming the plans for perfect alignment, which is pretty unreasonable but not impossible, and assuming the pods are launched approximately at the same time, then Brittle Hollow would be a smaller distance than Ember Twin. I agree. But I do think that, based on CGP Grey Visio, that the planets which are closest to the sun will most likely be the shortest distance, just on chances. I don't think we can actually infer anything. Like right now, Dark Bramble, like the Hourglass Twins are actually closer. The orbit speeds are really interesting, aren't they? Mercury video, yeah. That's the one. What is a challenge? If we're talking about the same thing at the moment, the challenge is knowing which of the escape pods, through any sort of clues we can have, would have had the first text. Escape pod 3 in Dark Bramble, almost certainly. And then it's between Brittle Hollow and Ember Twin. By the way, are you keeping notes on timeline outside the recording? Otherwise, you'll be left with the challenge of compiling it all by rewatching full streams. Ish. And Kaylee's doing some stuff over there on a different computer. She's so good.
I can't keep up.
You can't keep up.
I can't keep up.
I have ideas, which we'll go through tomorrow, so don't you stress too much. Anyway, let's... Irrespective of Escape Pod 1 and 2, what text is first here? I have a question. In the vessel, there are 2 walls with text. Are there 2 walls with text scroll-based? They're not scroll-based, no, they're just on the walls. You don't insert a scroll. And then there's a recording downstairs as well. A few text recorders there that are helpfully labelled 1 and 2 files, otherwise somewhat ambiguous. So, I know there's the... This is actually where I was wanting to go. There's the anglerfish here. So we assume coming out of the escape pod is like the first text, the closest wall. Like it's going to be one of these three, surely, as the first one they read. So, Valore, do not follow this tunnel to its end. Coleus and I will examine the horror that lies at its terminus later, providing we live through this. Like that versus keep moving, friends. There's nothing of interest at the end of this passage but rocks, and while these rocks are interesting, they can wait until a less urgent time. Like, how do we decide between which one of those is first? So they distance, like how long it takes to go through there. Am I running out of oxygen? Shit, I am. Yeah, that one's not that long. In fact, the ship's going to be... How am I lost? Am I inside the escape pod here? Oh, I was never in doubt. Never worried at all. I did actually think I probably could find the cactus bit to get refill, but I wasn't sure which direction it was off the top of my head. Right, so dining spoon, do you think this one's first because it's slightly shorter? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 7 seconds. Very, very loose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Let's presume that Nona, was it, goes down here first, or goes in at the same time, because they've not watched horror movies, so they separate. Melore, sorry, not Nona. Roos goes up here, finds out that's not the way to go, while Melore goes that way. So first and second. And that's just emergency escape hatch, nothing to worry about. Melore would not go to the anglerfish one afterwards, because this suggests they've gone all the way to the Sunless City, come back, and they've written instructions for everyone else to follow. Start the path to the shelter site, left directions to guide you there. Of note, you must hurry as the primary way. Pathway there is filling with sand. Do not allow yourself to be buried by sand and make sure no one's lost. Oh my god, everyone's talking and I've been just in time for challenge Fal's part. I've been missing all the chat. Let me just catch up quick. They asked to start writing directions after that one about finding shelter. Interestingly, it seems as if no technology research. Interesting point, Negribo. I could use mods. I thought about using mods, but also there are reasons I'm not using mods, which is mainly because I want better recording quality stuff for the videos later. So there is a reason why I'm not using mods. Yeah, that's my interpretation as well, Wizzelus. Also, this is like very unrelated to timelines. Do we think or know that the Nomai had the ability to like a jetpack like us? Because they use gravity technology, right? Or do you think they were jumping? Like, did they jump over this to get over there? Like, or did they have a jetpack of sorts? How did they go around in spacesuits? Oh, this is not going to work. I'm way too late. Did they go around in spacesuits? They want to hear a really cool sound. How do they go about in spacesuits in their time in the solar system? Oh man, I forget when people like have not played the game before. They must be so lost if they come here at the wrong time. Like, you just assume this was a dead end entirely. Right, let's die. Awful. They had to build a bridge, so the bridge doesn't exist anymore. Good point. And welcome, Master Bunnyfoo. The Nomai were ballistic. Some form of propulsion, because platforms of brittle hollow would be untraversable otherwise, and the gravity tech was only for brittle hollow, so there'd have been maybe a jump a small distance here. I can actually use my mod to get to the ship quicker, actually. That's a big benefit. The twins, the twins, the twins, the twins. The spaceships at least navigate purely through gravity cannon and have a perfectly calculate the trajectory. The spaceships in the later generation, but I don't know how. Whether the warp, the advanced warp core, but the escape pods, are they using gravity crystals? I don't think we have any example of that. The jet boots. For goats that they could jump. Wizardless has got comment of the day. That really tickled me. Where the fuck am I going? There. Right, let's do it quicker. Okay, so because they're goats, they can jump over that, and I can jump over it, and I'm fine with that. Then you get the breathable air, which is even further than going to the anglerfish. So that's fine. But jumping, brilliant. Sometimes the best answer is the simplest one. Wouldn't the escape hatch text be the very first text before they even found the ice signal on the vessel? You mean the actual escape hatch itself, the door? Because that's class. Like, they wrote that themselves. Very accurate. These would be platforms that would have existed. That makes sense. Code's path to the shelter is somewhat convoluted, so follow these instructions ahead clearly. Escape pods bad crashes suggest no or limited steering. No bridge here, by the way. The bridge there. Or steps or whatever they had. To reach the shelter site, walk forward until you meet the sandfall at the pit, then turn left, continue to the room filled with rock column formations, climb up to the opening above them. As it is rising, you must be cautious but swift. I am going to assume that Coleus, I've already forgotten which way it was, and I've done it how many times this way. Oh, is there text over here though? Or am I just thinking you can go in a circle? There's no text over here. Do we think Coleus has put all of this text in order? Or did he do it backwards? Or he? She? They? Cautious crossing, like cautious, doesn't he? Be cautious crossing the chasm ahead. The bridge Mallory and I crafted will do its job, but it isn't strong. Once on the far side, look for the tunnel, but hidden behind the falling sand, follow it, you'll reach the shelter site. What's the point of down there? Never find out. He, yeah, I'm pretty sure he's a he as well. Oh, you dickhead. That is suboptimal. I don't think I've ever actually fallen all the way down here before. Must stop. Am I actually fully lost here? I don't know if I've ever actually been down here deliberately. Oh, it's just a loop. No. I lost myself. Lost my bearings. Is there any more text here? Yes. Thanks, Coleus. I wasn't doing very well. I fell down like an idiot. There's only a little further left now until you reach shelter site. You can rest there. Hurry before the sand comes. I also have to take the assumption that the sand was rising the entire time when the first came here. But like, I know the implication is the shelter site was sealed with sand, like sealed from the sand. So they made the doors like straight away, or what? And then this is amazing. Look inside the cave. How did this come to rest here? We haven't encountered others in these caves. I think this is a rare find. What we can see, Coleus and I believe this specimen must be very old indeed. Imagine what we might learn if we could examine it. Update. Okay, the update comes after. We both agree it's unlikely this dry planet is Horror's place of origin, especially considering what observed during the Wrestle's evacuation. Clearly this hole is too small for it to fit through hypothesis. There's another entrance to this cave. If there is, Coleus and I will find it. Do we think that this also comes with all the Sunless City text? And I need to catch up again because you guys are chatty. You can jump it because I'm a frog. I think, to add to my point, to add to the argument that Dining Spoon, that they're not using gravity wells, gravity beams, or anything at any point in this cave system, because I don't think they had any gravity tech. And inversely, on Brittle Hollow, they use gravity crystals to get to the Hanging City because they were able to start using gravity tech. So I think that the gravity stuff they took from Brittle Hollows. I don't think they had it originally. Oh, I'm going to need oxygen. And furthermore, supporting that cause is the fact that in the ship, the only way you can get gravity is by using advanced warp core. How much time have we got here? Oh, Jesus, that is awful. Ouch. Anyway, I found out the answer to my question. Decent amount of time, but also not a lot of time. Could be lack of resources. It could be a lack of resources. You think I'd put the anglerfish before even the directions? The gravity wells along the path to the high energy lab. I think the high energy lab would have been created after the reunion. They're not using permanent gravity wells. It was possible they had. Good point. Had similar tech built into their suits, acted as some sort of propulsion system. Then they got here, discovered the anglerfish shelter site, got back, were asked to start writing directions. And sorry, I'm not looking over here. YouTube is all so chatty. When escape over. Had to be backwards, otherwise it'd been 3 or 4 trips writing the big note and rescuing the others. I noticed how often seem to use they, them, my run. I could be wrong. Yep, only use they and then. So Coleus is really chatty and does all the text up to there. The order of it backwards or not, though. Yeah. And we're also deep into understanding the law here. I don't even need to explain it because you all know. So my thinking, and I'd like your guys' opinions on this. Coleus comes and finds all this, but there's no Nomai stuff in here. It's just a huge cavern. We know they Nomai are magic. And they can make some doors or some blockages or something to stop the sand actually filling up in here. So then Coleus goes back the way he came and then puts the text down as he goes, or goes all the way to the front and then puts the text that way, like so it's sequential the way we found it. Do we have an opinion one way or the other? My leaning is towards the latter, that he did it sequential the way we found it, because it's neater when I have to make a video, otherwise it's gonna be like backwards and confusing. Shit. This gravity well. I think this gravity well came post-reunion because it's still got the gravity circle here. Purple. There's also this one as well. Weird. I think every gravity well has the stuff on it. I don't think I can think of any instance where a gravity well doesn't have the circle. I mean, a comment in the video that told me the ship even had this blew my mind. Probably came while setting up and exploring further. You're doing well, etc. Seems you did it chronologically. I say found the cave, went to find the others and brought them to the cave while writing instructions, but there was urgency at the escape pod to find shelter. So rushed in, went back, and then said, come this way. They were asked to write directions at the escape pod, so presumably started then. Interesting how the hell would they have navigated vertically. How would they have navigated? There are steps around though. But maybe it's just really difficult beforehand. Like, there are these steps. The White House one's all golden now. Hello, Isal. First time chatter. Welcome. Goats are jumpy. We established. Wait a second, are you saying? The goats just jumped up and down. That's great. You guys are great. Peter uses the phrase "you're doing well" the last question mark note, late note, maybe the last note, which makes me prefer that it wasn't the first direction he wrote, but that's a huge leap. Let's go to the so we don't die right this second. This gravity cannon. Oh, would you stop with the oxygen? It's fuel this time. That's more acceptable. What a view. Every time. This game's stunning. Ship. Oh, shoot. Also, may I say, the game is stunning, but, when I be messing around with this thing to put cinematic depth of field on, oh, how pretty you can make it's incredible. Like, I'm not the biggest artist, but just that depth of field effect. I have to recam it a little bit as well. Some of the don't mean to be under the ground. Can we get away? Thank you. Yeah, some of the effects I've been able to play around have been really, really fun. You get the Nomai the hatchling just in focus like that. Love that sort of stuff. But I digress. Oh, I need to turn it off. Ha! It makes the game very difficult with the HUD. Pro. Give me some health. Yeah, I totally agree, Noob. It makes the game... That is a sun. Do not go in the sun. It makes the game very frustrating play, but it does look gorgeous. Like if there's an actual depth of field effect the devs put in, oh, makes it look so good. Also noted the ability to scale near shear walls. That one side's very good resource for general outer wild north from the dev interviews and stuff. Are there any plans on starting joining a Discord server? I've never been big on Discord, but I know it's a thing that is very popular, so potentially starting one. I feel that if streaming becomes something that happens more, I could, but also I know there's already a really good Discord community. I love watching the lava shoot into the black hole and miss everything. Stop it. So, what we got here is everyone unharmed. Interesting that this is outside of the escape pod. Is everyone unharmed? No one was plumed, no one was badly injured from the escape pod's impact. We're incredibly fortunate. It's good news, at least. Have we heard from escape pod 2, escape pod 3? No, I'm unable to make contact. My equipment can hear the other two escape pods' distress signals, however. Correct. I think you were saying this, Dialing Spoon, right? Any ladders, etc. they originally had were removed. Agree, that's true. I'm unable to make contact. My equipment can hear the other two escape pods' distress signals, however, if there's any comfort, both pods must be structurally intact. I'll continue calling for them. My gratitude if we can. The moon is approaching again. Everyone brace yourself swiftly. The volcanic moon has returned. Be cautious of falling ash and debris. I believe the moon has passed. This planet doesn't appear too eager to have guests. We're certainly on welcome service. Need to find shelter. So they have not found shelter at this point. This is obviously it's pretty obvious anyway, but this is pre-temporary settlement. I've observed several promising sites below the surface, but they have explored. Plume has explored below the surface. Will you construct a way for everyone to climb down safely, down this cliff safely? Perhaps we could build platforms. Which Slappy Sloth? Any ladders, etc., or We said about Isal that they are goats, so they just climb down near vertical walls. Evidence for your theory. I like it. That sun's really red. Escape pod 1, vessel has been mortally injured. Emergency sequence activated, awaiting departure from vessel. Escape pod 3, escape pod 2, escape pod 1. Collision imminent, preparing for impact. Scanning external environment, scan complete minus structural instabilities, minor. Pockets of breathable air detected, adequate solo. Any detected. Verdict, hospitable. Congratulations, you won the lottery. And the very first text in the game, emergency escape hatch. Brilliant level of attention to detail. Well done, that commenter. Bye, Scout. That Scout's gone forever now. Oh, shit. Yep. Scout's gone, guys. RIP Scout. Oh, quite bad, actually. Sent it off to its death. There's a whole temporary settlement disappeared, by the way. Is that how late I am? Oh, shit. Does this one not break? Have we got unbreakable ones? Oh no, that does definitely break. Thank you, Lacon. It took me a little while to get working, but I'm really happy when I did get it working. It's just from the game files. I don't think there's anywhere it's actually... Oh, no, it's used on Quantum Moon, right? When you speak to Solanum. Does this not break? I thought they'd all break. Dialing Spoon, you seem very interested in the code you mentioned. Oh shit, I was going to land on that. Let's not go in the black hole. Oh no, we're definitely going in the black hole. No. Odd gamer. I go say hello to Rebeck. Hey buddy. Yeah, great job. There's nothing else really noteworthy happening right now. Chill. You need to see the Hanging City. Shall we go right now? Anything else you want to talk about? Anything interesting happening? That's why Churt's the best. Yes, Dining Spoon. In the code, if you ever have checked, because it sounds like you've checked the code, I got very distracted by the supernova. Do we know if all of the platforms are breakable? That's what I was going to ask. I got very distracted. We're finally getting research notes on Churt's research notes. Notes of the notes. In the ship. Let's hope the temporary settlement is more permanent at the start of the loop, because that did not go to plan. Brittle Hollow's over there. How very Gabbro of him. I feel like these are exactly the sorts of jokes that such a small percentage of the population would get. Research notes on Churt's research. Should I do like an April Fool's video of like everything you didn't know about Churt's research notes and then just do the text from Churt's research notes? Dining absolutely do not. I was just wondering if you knew. You do not need to feel like you owe anything. I was just curious if you knew. I am not a developer, but I could probably figure out something in the code to see if it's possible as well. They were really lucky to have landed just there. That's like movie style, almost falling down, eh? If we assume... can we not do that, thank you? If we assume that the gap here was always here. I really noticed that, how lucky the escape pod was to not just go straight into the black hole. It's like millimeters. Looks like the impact caused a gap, yes. Well, the impact's this direction, right? Like, it's gone in this way. You can see the landing going this way. Could that have caused the impact here? Maybe? I don't know. This is actually how I find the research notes, by the way. I look at this sort of stuff and then start wondering and then end up writing a script that's like 2,000 words. Definitely do that idea. I've got a few April Fool's video ideas I've thought of. I don't know which ones I'll do, but I also don't want to ruin the surprise. PlayStation was weak enough, it could have been the straw that broke the camel's back. True enough. Well, I'll be looking now because you may be curious. Be curious on your journey, Darling Spoon. I'm glad I can still inspire. Right, the first text for the temporary settlement, and possibly the very first text outside of the escape pods once they start going down. So this versus the caves. Use caution, a black hole sleeps below. You must not slip. So I presume this is going to be the first text that we get outside of the recording that we've already looked at. And then this is very much the way Plume, was it, has come down before, and then is in a similar way to the caverns. And Colia, sorry, has said, come this way. Sometimes I wish I had a little supernova awareness, but then I remember my first supernova, how hard it was to spot. I can't blame them, true. I was on Giant's Deep for like my first 5 supernova or something. I had no idea what was going on. I just could hear the music. Of note, be sure not to wander far from here. Though this area is somewhat unstable, it's safer than anywhere we've found so far. So has Plume gone around and looked elsewhere at this point, like a goat? The temporary settlement is finished, but remember to be cautious of the falling rocks. Do we think... Sorry, chat. Oh, no, not sorry, chat. I want you guys to be involved in this. Do we think that Plume writes this and then updates it later to say the temporary settlement is finished, but remember to be cautious of falling rocks? Like, did he write this and then make the temporary settlement and then say that the temporary settlement's finished to come back? Like, I know the Nomai are quick at building stuff. You get that. Like, you see some of that in DLC in a way. Not a spoiler for DLC, by the way, but... I think a funny April Fool's video would be you trying to emulate the multiple trajectories of the probe 9 million times, maybe. Platform's all breakable if you're still curious about it. I just checked. All of them, that's real interesting. Not the wrong platforms, the wooden platforms meant. Yeah, I was meaning the wooden platforms for sure. Right, so this bit comes after all, as far as I'm aware, maybe except for Ilix's, this bit comes after all of the temporary settlement stuff, so I'm coming back to that. So whether or not this comes before or after Ember Twin, the order of the temporary settlement text is going to be fucking awful to order. Did they write this first? It's the first area they come to, or we come to. Highest point. Come through here. Wow, the eye's amazing. Look how amazing the eye is. Draw it. And technology is too dear to lose. Here's everything we can call that signal route category aboard. The vessel, the signal was older than the universe itself. This is its most significant detail. No Nomai clan has ever encountered anything like it. How can anything in this universe be older than the universe itself? Imagine what rare and profound knowledge it must it might offer. We must find this eye of the universe. Signal looked like an eye round with a circle at the center, much like a pupil. Suppose the signal was looking for something. I think, given the fact that we see the morning, that this must come after the morning period. How to answer your question, Darling Spoon, about being too... Anybody who's not played the DLC. In the latter stages, when... Oh, you are kidding me. Do not fall down there. So close. The latter points, and you see the hatchling's point of view of everything that's been going on, let's say. I just lost a big part of the fucking temporary cell. Are you kidding me? That is where I see it, because you see certain visions of what the hatchling believes, if that makes sense. And you can get an idea of what the hatchling thinks in terms of the construction. I think we're... Jesus, am I trying to fall in the black hole? I think we've lost a bunch of temporary settlement this early. That's really annoying. The floor is artificial, so the eye writing came later. I agree with that. What if it's all written at the same time? They just shout at each other. That's great. Kaylee's reminded me we've got a mochi. If you've never had mochi before, I feel sorry for you because it's delicious. Covered in icing sugar. See that focused? Oh. We're taking a temporary settlement, temporary break.
Cornstarch.
Is it cornstarch? It's sweet, it's nice.
Or rice dough.
And then you bite into it, and you get this gooey, oh. I've made it less blurry slightly. It tastes better than what the camera probably made it look like then. I love a mochi. Bulb. That's the sort of stuff I want for my mods. Hello, Roomba guy. Right, the Grybo. It's, yeah, fucking fantastic, I'm afraid. New Fortress, you're the number one. Nice. It is nice. It's brilliant. I can see why people wouldn't like the texture, though. Yeah, it's almost definitely a mod. You're absolutely right, there almost definitely is. But I still want to have the... yeah, how many times now? I still want to have the recording stuff for the videos, so this is actually pretty good to get it authentic. And then I can implement Mochi into my research videos, yeah? On YouTube. Say, this one's just for the Grybo. Good mochi and bad mochi are worlds apart. I had mochi, Kaylee and I both had mochi in Japan, and my god. Around an actual piece of fruit. It was fucking fantastic. Right, I know there's lots of text that's really easy to miss in here, and I really don't know how to be best to be specific about searching everywhere, plus I always feel that we've lost a bunch of the temporary settlement. Which is suboptimal. Oh, the Ilix bit. Who said that? Somebody said about Ilix. So Ilix, not ready to read this. Ilix's text is child writing, but Ilix is also at school in the Hanging City, which means that the temporary settlement was finished at this point, and Ilix, as a young person, has gone to the temporary settlement. has come back here and like crawled around like a little creature. And yeah, has he either commented that? Oh no, you either commented to asking about it, Ilix. I bet it's brilliant. I don't need to read the Kusa lines. We all know what it says. Katie, are you okay? I thought Katie was coughing, which is actually laughing, and I think I know what she's laughing at, and it's inappropriate. I apologise for my girlfriend, she's out of control. Any other text around here? Seriously, no? Oh, you commented on YouTube, Alex. That is honestly been such a good thing. I'm going to implement in this video, so I'll do a shout out. This has been a freaking disaster in all honesty, the temporary settlement, losing half of it. I'm going to meditate. Do we know the lifespan of a Nomai? I don't really know any time span of the Nomai apart from they don't live however many 100,000 years ago, 240,000 years. Hello, Zoomy G. Don't remember seeing any text from Ilix as an adult. No, I don't think you do. They died as a child. Sadly. Got all the mods in. Because of my investigation I emailed you about, I was trying to figure out some time myself, specifically between Ilix and Solanum, since we both see child writing from at the school. And oh yeah, were they at school at the same time though? I don't know. Brittany Halls. Came to the conclusion that Ilix is much older than Solanum. Much older. Probably laughing about SoneCon this year. I think, Paul, you probably actually know what she's laughing at. When I was a child born so long after the crash, Colis observed the children and I. Levi investigated will change. Levi is old. It's as old as the crash, and yet as a child writing at the time of the statue test. That is. Is that pretty? That's really interesting. Can the temporary settlement not fucking fall into a black hole this time? That'd be great. Great parking. Look at that. Not so bad. Off we go. Wow. So brazen. It's like there's not a black hole right beneath me that would really ruin my day. So that little text here, it's quite a bit, but... Yeah, it's Kusa. Apologies for being quiet. I'm trying to figure out where the hell I've been already and where I haven't. I think in note now, by the way, is that the Kusa text comes like pretty early. I realised how lopsided that was. Right, here, what we've got, this is grieving text, I believe. Plume, my brother, so Plume has created a guide on how to get here, briefly, much shorter than Coleus is. My brother was in Escape Pod 1 with us. Was he in Escape Pod 2 or Pod 3? Was he able to board an Escape Pod at all? We sacrificed too much arriving here. I will not allow our clan's greatest loss to be in vain. So, this is after they've got the temporary settlement and start making houses, I guess. That and the Kusa line are around the same time, simultaneously, as everybody is struggling. Plume. I think this Plume wrote both of these. The pain of your absence is sharp and haunting. I would give anything not to know it, anything but not knowing you at all, which would be worse. I can only hope that you're safe, keep wherever you... Oh, we are fucking... Oh! Saved it. It wasn't like I was reading that, you know? Trying to actually do research. God damn, I don't know where I am. Okay, I've got to go. Dining Spoon, you've been fantastic. Excuse me, as I almost fall into a black hole. Thank you so much for your help so far. Big nerd energy from the journal. I think I've been kind of interesting. Harpians do have a graveyard. Nomai Cemetery, no. God, you guys are really chatty. Don't text, I remember not seeing that you read with the gravity hole, but I haven't been full attention, so I could have missed it. Yes, the poem. I thought there was more than the poem. Be well, Aunt Mallory. That's somebody writes that text. I'm going in the black hole. He's gaming, he's gaming. Look at that. Where's the Be well, Aunt Mallory text? That's somewhere around here, no? I feel like I've tried my best to be methodical and it's really not worked. God, pretty cool to watch though. Oh! A scout? Oh, wow, that's really cool. Oh, Slappy Slop, we don't need to think about it. It's too sad. I can't understand why did the why did the vessel crash in that place? Says that. We warped to follow that curious signal from the eye of the universe. Where we arrived was wrong. It wasn't where we tried to go. I suppose it wasn't a problem with the vessel, but with our destination. I'm afraid our friends in Escape Pod 3. Was the vessel unwell in some way? No, I checked before the warp. The warp core and navigation systems were both well. I don't know if this comes before or after the little shrine they built here. Where they're like, we need to write down everything we know about the Eye of the Universe, because they've called it the Eye of the Universe. One more link before I go, which has timeline resource. I think I've seen this thread, Dialing Spoon. Wonder where the concept and terminology for gender came from in the universe. Yes, I asked Kelsey about that, I think. I don't think it's gone out. No, it might have gone out in one of the episodes already. Darpin's experienced gender in some field of study like herbology. Yes, that was Kelsey was annoyed that she was not smart to suggest that, and like the community came up with that idea. Here's Ilix. Look out below, look out for the gravity hole, or should you slip and lose your grip, into space you'll go. Thanks, Ilix. I think it might have been in the video one, or it might be something that's coming up in a final video. I think it's in the final video now. Spoilers for the future Kelsey video. We talked about the fan reaction. Yeah, this is what I don't want to read. It's too sad. We talked about the fan reaction, and Kelsey was like blown away by it. And then like fan theories were kind of discussed. I don't know. This mentions the eye of the universe. Wow, I was lucky to get across there so quick. So I think this is subsequent to the little... Oh, we're falling down. Jesus. Thanks, black hole. I absolutely regret not having a mod installed right now. Oh, maybe it is out. Thanks for watching, by the way, everybody. Oh, I'm going to hit my head real hard. Saved it. Are we upside down? No, this is the right way up. Give me some oxygen, I'll need that. Jesus Christ. Getting clipped through the head. I have a mod installed, it's you. That's very true. Best mod I could dream of. Who absolutely abides cursing. Right, we're gabbroing. I need to go back. Final thing. On this very slow progress, but it'll get faster after this. And I can skip this as well. I didn't look both ways before floating through 3D space. How dare a planet clip through my head? My fault. I pressed the wrong button. Air brake. Windscreen brake. Can we get out? Thank you. Yeet. The oxidation, it's so cool. I agree. Right. Is that where the Ilix poem is? Just there. All this time. I really struggled to find it usually. I didn't realize it's so easy to access. Another happy landing. Yeah, the mod's in Brittle Hollow to make it stay here the whole time because it is the coolest. It's the coolest planet by far. Not physically cool. Is this Kusa? No. And we never hear from Keek, RIP. God, this is the one I was thinking about. Is the hardest part of this tragedy not knowing who we may have lost, or will the hardest part come later when we learn? Be well, Aunt Mallory. I think that's all the text here. How to order it. In my head, the Nomai... Come here. Plume is a goat, finds the way down, goes back up, says come this way, basically got the temporary settlement. And then people are living here immediately with the quick, in my eyes, way of building their settlement. And then each individually have got a house, accommodation, something, an abode. Quite sizable and expansive, by the way. And they are writing in their private time. And also not know my text. all of these ones are on scroll, like these aren't scrolls, sorry, these are all Nomai text walls. No one is writing a scroll here at all. Same for Ember Twin. This knowledge is too dear to lose. Signal is old in the universe itself. They don't call it the eye of the universe. No Nomai clan has ever encountered anything like it. How can anything in this universe be older than it? Imagine what rare and profound knowledge it might offer. We must find this eye of the universe. They mention it here. The signal looks like an eye. I think this comes first because Felix says it looks like an eye with a circle at the center, much like a pupil. And then this is where they start coming up with the wording, eye of the universe. So this would be one of the first bits of text. A bunch of graffiti artists. I love the subtle details in community in continuity the devs paid attention to. There's one in the DLC I feel like the only guy who's noticed it because I've never seen anyone else talk about it. Full spoilers. Can you give me a loose suggestion or hint about what it refers to? So this one comes early, but I think this will come after their grieving process because like they've come together here. Kind of we could just control Z on the wall as of a conversation of Solanum, so maybe not. Yeah, Solanum one's gonna be the. Whoa, did not go. There, is it falling? Is it falling? Something's falling. That's falling. Bye bye. And then after all of that, then they go over here and say we made given concerns about our settlement's stability. Where should we construct a new, less temporary shelter? We need to stay close to the escape pod so Felix can monitor incoming messages. We can't be rescued if we aren't present to respond. I don't believe anyone is coming to save us, Thatch. Now we must save ourselves, says Felix. Felix doesn't want the job. I agree. We're here because we followed the eye signal and called. The eye signal called to us and we followed. If we're to find it, we need to not only merely survive, but thrive. The right way? Yeah, survive but thrive. It's a wise point, Plume, and eloquently made. Kelsey just patting herself on the back right there. If moving to the northern glacier will keep us safer, then that is what we should do. I believe we should migrate to the northern glacier. What if we use gravity crystals to craft a stable path? Building beneath the crust again would shelter us from volcanic moon's eruptions. So they've got gravity crystals at this point, which suggests that the gravity crystal workshop would have already been created. We think? It's tough to give any slight description of detail because it involves so much discovered info. I can DM you if you'd like. You can try. I don't know how I'll access maybe my phone DMs. Well, you can email me. I've just seen your email come in. I'll look at the preview. The Ember Twin Nomai call it the Eye of the Universe before they combine. I don't know. They don't mention the shrine. They've got nothing in the shrine until the settlement's built, right? What's falling this time? You? I quite like the fact that we got one. Was it Felix Plume? Is the person who actually coins the word Eye of the Universe? I need my ship. Ooh. Make the game look pretty for a second. Oh. It's so gorgeous. Bit of depth of field and honestly. Ember Twin doesn't have the early text this temporary settlement has, no. But depending on where Ember Twin, like we're in the caves, I suppose they didn't have time to construct a temporary settlement, they just had their settlement, right? So, combining the Twitch and YouTube channel conversations here, I think. Why is there a flickering light there? Supernova, probably. I'm going to lose oxygen. I think the universe is made here, like brought up here, even though the Nomai at I did not die of oxygen starvation. Nomai brittle. Sorry, Ember Twin knew about it. The ones here coined the term first, and then they both made shrines about it. After they reunited? What mod does that? It's not mod. It's what's it called? Reshade. It's a thing called Reshade, and I was looking to try and make the game prettier. It's like it works on every game apparently, or works on a shitload of games. RE Shade, SHADE. An observatory. There's like some pre-installed versions of it. Pre-installed, what's the word, versions? Like settings to make it work on certain games. And on Outer Wilds it just looks sensational, but I've not actually tried it on anything else, to be honest. I'm looking for the Gravity Crystal Workshop, which must have been created after saying it must have been created. I feel like the Southern Observatory is late, Hanging City obviously late, but then they also made stuff like Gravity Cannon's later, that's after Gravity and all this. What about this though? Like, it would make sense for, I don't know what you call this. Excuse the plane noise if you can hear a plane. Landing clamp does have the globe, you're right. It'll be on it'll be on the equator. This is also a reason why this mod's great, by the way, this vanilla fix mod, because I love being able to do this. Having the broken screen. This would have been built after they started warping? What's the text say? Oh, another happy landing. Actually, really getting annoyed by the cockpit being nice. Text is about Hall's lantern. Oh, no, this is about the moon, quantum moon. Felix, has anyone observed the phantom moon that sometimes greets the night sky? We should see a playful moon. I just the two volcanic moons, yeah. So this, Thatch and Felix, is still the first group. After the temporary settlement? The nights the moon circles a planet appears to be at random. So it's been after they've crash landed, so it's not temporary settlement time. This is about the white hole. Ouch. Delay. This is the buggy. Yeah, they're bugging out. After they're done. So fucked. Bye. Bye. Thanks, Agribo. I needed that image in my head. Hypothesis can exist too much lava, me on the toilet after eating Taco Bell. Kaylee's laughing, she approves. I think Gravity Crystal Workshop at the place with Rebec's temporary camp. Yeah, you are right, that's how I got distracted. ADHD the game this. Oh, there is not much planet left. Just blinked. As in my character look. Must have another mod installed that I forgot about. Right, so Rebec's coming from there, so the Gravity Crystal Workshop will be here. Now this looks temporary. This looks like temporary settlement stuff, right? These aren't maintained. We've got like a path coming up here, but there's bones. Ooh. As much as I'm enjoying my piloting, it's making me dizzy. That's better. What's fun is with this mod, I can jump out of my ship. Now my ship is going to be inaccessible for the rest of the loop. Looks pretty cool though. This isn't Nomai, who cares? This is them making the gravity crystals. I don't need my scout. Thanks, I did miss that. DLC small detail. Oh, that is sensational, Gribo. That is absolutely sensational intel. That's getting in a future video. Shower. Obviously quoting you. That's incredible. I need to make a whole DLC video at some point. I know it's a Gravity Crystal Workshop, but is there seriously no text? Let me get out of the hole. Is there seriously no text at the settlements here? Growth matter can't stop me because I have a free cam mod. Fuck you. But there's no text here. Colour me surprised. Oh, my ship's decided to land. Well, it's still thrusting. What are you doing? Based on the the rest of the loop isn't much longer. I will do this and one more loop. And then I will collect my thoughts. And then when we go live tomorrow, you're more than welcome to join me at the same time. It'll be a bit more structured, and I'm going to get the notes collated. Kaylee's been fastidiously, is that the right word? Note taking. Despite me not even mentioning it, she just wants to help because she's the best. And beside me. And it will make something a bit more functional and navigable, a word that I don't know. The all to see. So is it all? I am stunned. I've played the game how many times, watched how many playthroughs. Gravity Crystal Workshop. We only get implied information that the Nomai had a Gravity Crystal Workshop from that, but we don't get any text there. Just put the lobotomized Nomai to work. We've got slave labor cannon in the game. Hang City. Okay, so they do all the shit at the crossroads. They make the crossroads. This comes way later because Southern Observatory, Hanging City, Gravity Cannon, and Tower of Quantum Knowledge all exist. And I don't think there's any text down here, it's just Rebek, right? Oh, I didn't want to get caught in this. I find the gravity crystals really buggy around here. I don't know if that's meant to make you freak out, but I like it. What a view. Dialing spoon isn't here, but I wonder in the code if we can make Gabbro's surface integrity 93%. I wonder if we can bash this block hard enough that Gabbro falls into the black hole. Do you see any gravity material in situ? Are they mined? Good point. Don't you think we can, like, we can see the broken gravity crystals? Oh, I'm lost myself. Gravity crystal workshop. This way? Thanks. Oh! Fuck. My heart raced. I've played the game before, I promise. Because the UI was on, that's probably why. Turn the UI off now, it'll never happen. It's a workshop, not a mine though, so... I've tested that. Rebec is invincible to black hole. Is Rebec's, and well done for testing it by the way, Lacon. Question though, is Rebec's brittle hollow piece invincible, or is Rebec, are they invincible? The implication, E. Brown, is that they are able to use, like, the color and stuff you see is like the color you see everywhere, like there. Like the rock around here has latent gravitational properties because it's close to the black hole. It's a community theory. I have nothing to actually prove that. I've just taken that as like face value. And they're storing them here, like they store their scrolls. The sun's getting real low, big guy. But yeah, there's no... They've just got broken gravity crystals here, so they're doing something to them. Look at my poor ship. Ah. But no text and nothing to actually confirm that theory at all. I will, for completeness, read Rebec's notes for the purpose of the game. Ah, I never noticed they hung their lamp there. That's great. Also, I'm not quite sure that's how light works. Like, it's got a lag, a shadow. If I recall correctly, you can get the poles and Rebec's island down to 1% integrity, but never below that. That's interesting. Pieces of invincible as well as the two poles. You guys are absolutely on the same wavelength. Alex said they refined gravity crystals from the rock here in an interview. I think I've read that. Was that... Not read, heard that. Was that with the Lore Explorer? Is that something that Alex replied back? Has supernova actually happened and I just haven't been concentrating? Shit, you'll never catch me. I'm going for the black hole. Fuck you, supernova. All of you. Lag is a flashlight lagging behind your looking direction. Okay, I can accept that. And well done, Lore Explorer, in all honesty. OG. A lot of intel built on their work. Yes, Rebec's piece just floats is weird. If you take advanced warp core out of the Astrophin project, fly to Quantum Moon and get to the orbit of the eye, what definite image do you get? I think it's the same one. It's a definite think rather than I know it's the same one. Yes, honestly, well done, Lore Explorer. There's awfully lot to be thankful for from all their hard work. Oh, speaking of the Quantum Moon. Okay, Let me be a bit more methodical. The temporary settlement's done. The route to Ember Twins Summer City is done. They got gravity crystals but didn't write any text at the crystal workshop. But then they got the gravity crystals and went to the Hanging City. They have not left either planet yet, so we know for a fact that... I feel like I'm just getting drawn to Prahlow because I love it so much. It's my final loop, by the way, for today. Couldn't wrap my head around how and when we connected the loop until I watched their video. Yeah, well done, Lord Explorer. Any other things on the surface? I feel like what I've found, they've made the Hanging City at this point, and then here and the Tower of Quantum Knowledge surface locations. They talk about the Quantum Moon here. Yeah, I think you're right. The lapis slot, the tells you you're not quite alive or dead. There's actually looking at the text before I started the stream, and I think it's it's only on the Quantum Moon's sixth location when you can do that, because if you do it anywhere else, the Quantum Moon gets engulfed by the supernova. Timeline-wise, how long do you think between the hour telling Pi about the interloper and the actual visit just before going to the rupture? Maybe I had to make some assumptions the project emailed you about. I'm curious about anyone else's interpretation. Pretty quick. Like, in certain ways, maybe it's like they spend days or weeks preparing, but we can go to every planet in 22 minutes. A lot of artistic interpretation, right? Also, at some point, gravity crystals, when they've got them working properly, they create gravity cannon here, and then they'll create another one on... Should have gone to the northern place here. And then make another one on Ember Twin. So like this could be one of the first projects they did. I don't think it is. There's text around here now. And all this has to come out. Create gravity crystals, and then they refine the gravity crystals into gravity beams, presumably, which help them navigate the planet. Oh, shoot. That's bells, I think. Okay, this is obviously way later. Timber Hearth, Timber Hearth. Timber Hearth, Brittle Hollow, you idiot. Brittle Hollow, Brittle Hollow. I love, by the way, when I noticed there's like this cool little bench area around here. Like would have just been chilling, like a waiting room or something, waiting for their turn to go in there. To the shuttle. And there's another one over here. There's text around here. What am I missing? Oh, duh. Put the text into the... This is other technology that they picked up later, right? It will glow on it too. This is way late Solanum text, so don't have to worry about this. This is like the last, one of the last pieces. How do they know they can recall the shuttle and use it themselves? I imagine they've done a shitload of testing beforehand. I don't think they're quite Slate-like in terms of fire and forget. Because that comes after they recreate warp technology full stop, I believe. I need to get over to Hanging City. Go in the right direction at least. This is very slow. Let me go. Oh, fuck, I went the wrong way. That's Southern Observatory. Slingshotting. Like a pro. Hey buddy, give me some oxygen. Give me some. Few reasons to assume. Where is the "Oh no, volcanic moon" message coming again? Yeah, the K. Yes, I think you must have missed it because it's at the escape pod. The first message they send when they're here. There are a few reasons why I assume it was within a couple of hours at most, and explain more in depth when connecting it. Sweet. Whoa, a bit too quick. So at some point, I feel like they've also created scrolls as well. This is like thumbnail territory, look at that. Reshade that for a second. Not that impactful. So go side on. Oh, it's pretty. It's very pretty. Text-wise, mouse away. Project. Okay, this is way late sort of text. Way late. This is all Ash Twin Project stuff, isn't it? Solution 2, yeah. This is all about the Ash Twin Project, so nothing to worry about. School district, I guess? Shrine district? Water, ice shrine, full forge. I actually have, just in case it will help me for a second, bear with me. I have nothing to open. I don't use a PC that much. I have nothing to open a PDF. Are you kidding? Let's go straight into Firefox, my beloved. Huh. I'm aware the volume's not working, so it's gone very quiet. I have a document from a thing that Alex Beecham did, giving a presentation early, but it's like an early version, but I'd call this as close to canon as we could have. And the presentation he gave somewhere, and this is the age of separation, and on their side, they, on that dock, the quantum moon is sighted around the same time on both sides. Then they reconnect. Then they create the Southern Observatory, do they? The quantum moon sightings seem to be the... can I have my control back? Thank you. Quantum moon sightings seem to be the next things that happen. So we might be in the wrong way, wrong place. Ouch. Oh, I also need to get back onto Twitch so I can see what you're all saying. Because I opened it in Firefox and that made everything go wrong. So the thought that the last writing is a writing you witnessed when meeting Solanum, I admit that writing's existence is dubious. Solanum being dead and all. Kind of dead? Schrodinger's dead? Yeah, I feel like everything here is not... All this show I always find really difficult to get around as well. Yeah. Does the last writing come in the Ashton project mention the interloper? Yes, it suggests that they have a comet. A new comet has appeared in the solar system and that they are eager to explore somewhere new because they haven't done it for a long time. It's a bit sad. So in this bit, I think the only way we can interpret... I also want to find out what the first Nomai scroll is. Because right now we've not used a Nomai scroll. Festival, Lamy. So this is all... Felix is a teacher at this point. Arrow thatch. Solanum, formation of this universe. So this is late as well, because Solanum and Lavi are over at the Twin. So this is late. This is late. Relatively late. Is that all we get here, by the way? What's more? Oh, ouch. How dead am I? Pretty dead. Gross matter is uniquely painful, you know. Writing on the interloper would surely come after the mentioning you want to explore it. I don't think I said otherwise, did I? Oh, there's a writing. Okay, last thing being written. Recording the interloper between Poke and Claria, last thing on a wall, and Felix's report is earlier, Tyline, and Solanum. I believe Solanum's conversation, one of the vessel walls come after those. Yeah, they're definitely the last things. If you include Solanum's, that's like a question mark. You can put a bracket around all Solanum stuff. Anything on the interloper, presumably, is the second last from the Nomai clans, and then last thing on a wall. Yes, I think Ebrown's correct. We also know the interloper is the last thing that happened since they died, before leaving almost at all. Bless them. They tried their best. Tried so hard and got so far. But in the end... And this is how they first got here. They did all this walk, didn't they? Can't be bothered doing that walk. Forget that. Oh, shit. I don't know how this hatchling's not dead. I want a quick route out without having to go back on myself. Not exist. Can I make that jump? Not a chance. Gravity is 1.3. Just no way. Shrine District. No idea I've got fuel left at this point. Oh, baby. I dislike how this looks like sleeping for their spines. It settles me. Also, I didn't put this in my Quantum Moon video, I really should have. I looked at Solanum, and you can see the writing on the staff when she writes. Hello. South, I've imagined hard and poke again. This in terms of making things difficult for her sister, and this is pretty late as well because my re-entries after their arguments, which is Ashton project times. It's Cassava's house. I imagine it was Cassava's house, yes. I should stop jetting around. It is how their spines are shaped, but I mean, it's just looks like this big chiropractor. And then an unnamed Nomai. This is like they're revering the eye. Do they know the quantum moon? They know about the quantum moon, so this is after the quantum moon. Source of signal, which is chosen to call the eye of the universe, is older than the universe itself. The rest we have yet to learn. The reason she played the piano for the staff is because she booted up Garage. The Nomai canonically use Apple products. Cosmic Library. I wish I knew who wrote these things. Oh, that nice little bug. Anyone spotted that before? What does it look like when I'm in the FreeCam mod? T0. Oh, the translator tool's literally just a UI thing. Who knew? I've never noticed that, but I'm glad I found it. How can the eye be older than the universe? This is going to be so fucking difficult to order anywhere. It suggests specific platforms exist on a different layer in the engine. Yeah, I agree. Because if I get the signal scope out and free cam it, look, signal scope's fine. That does exist separately, but the I suppose I can't always. Scout launch is the same. There it is. But I can't always pick out the translator tool. There's like not an option to do that anytime I want. Weird bed. So I never really thought about this. They slept at the Eye Shrine. This is like the housing district. That's how in love with the eye they were. They slept here. Lanham lived here as an adult. Late on. I'm going to come back to all this. Just I'm trying to be a bit more. What's the order straight after? It sounds like quantum moon stuff. Is there anything else? Are this seats? Do they sit like this? Decoration. I think I'm done. A Zelda dungeon or a Skyrim dungeon, you end up coming back to the same place. Couldn't access that to start with. Very clever game design, honestly. I want to do a video on that at some point. The stuff you don't notice how clever the game is. Oh shit, shouldn't have done that. Maybe the Nomai a chronic nap. Could have been a type of church camp, could have been just as easily a limited space to build housing. Sure. Oh my god, I was not looking, I was reading chat and then didn't see the bridge wasn't there. I know where that center one is unnamed, but why are these three? Eyeshine doesn't have housing on in-between, does it? No, it doesn't. I think the messages are written as exhibition, including theories. As an exhibition, that is a great shout for what it is. Am I going to be able to survive now because I've got no oxygen left? Because I've not been monitoring. No, you are. Can I hover over? Did it? Fine, it's part of the Quantum Moon pilgrimage. There are also some interesting assets inside the tower and quantum whatever on Brittle Hollow. Quantum trials, quantum knowledge here. I have no idea where my ship is. I'm going to try and go back and get a refill, but the ship's ages away. This. Let me quickly go and see Rübeck. But there's nothing here. This is all that stuff we're looking at is endgame. Like we need to go and get the Quantum Moon stuff, which is ironically I dismissed it, but they've gone to the northern glacier. They've made the Hanging City. We've refilled. We're refilled. Marshmallow and no, don't sleep. Press the wrong button. Roast a marshmallow. Got barely any health back from that, thank you. It oxidizes as it comes in as well, that's pretty cool. I could really do with my ship. Can I reach my ship with some black hole fuckery? Oh my god, do not. It was good. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, I just thought I was going to make it just then. Also, who was it? Slappy Sloth? You can see all the hanging, just random bits of Brittle Hollow right now. Like, it does not obey the laws of physics whatsoever. It does not have the decency to obey the laws of physics. Quantum dingus. I don't think I've ever maintained such an orbit in Brittle Hollow before. I only got fuel a second ago, I've already run out of it. I was just about to say, how good am I? That's a really good orbiting. So we could crush your legs and die from broken knees. The hatchling is canonically my age, because my knees are also needing knee supports when I go for a run. I mean, there's a black hole at the centre by the laws of physics were abandoned a long time ago. Also, the size of the black hole as well, the mass of that thing must be insane. Does mods allow you to shoot asteroids and you can actually plaster Brittle Hollow down to the poles and Rubik's Island? That's hilarious, I didn't know that. It's crazy how when so much of the solar system runs on rails, Brittle Hollow is completely random. I love that when I found that out, that it's not on rails. We know what they're being by, but I like the fact that it's like Brittle Hollow's randomness in terms of you don't know what's going to fall when. Right. 2 hours and 20. 2 hours and 20. I'll probably end up at 222. How cool is that? Deliberate. Not deliberate, but pretty cool. Thank you for coming in, guys. Concurrent views on YouTube, by the way. 24. 200 views. That's a healthy bit. Thank you for coming in, everybody. I have got 22 hours. 22. Wow. 22 hours to formulate my thoughts on how to best present this sort of stuff to you all. Kaylee has been fantastic. Round of applause for Kaylee in the corner.
58 bits of text, and that's only on
The start.
before you went to Prahlow.
Bless you for trying to keep up. She's so good.
We share.
Well, yes, we will. The intention, so everyone knows, I want to go through it all, create a long list, try and figure out what text goes where, allow the community, you, to come in and view it. Maybe there's a way to put notes and comments in, etc. Katie's nodding. She's the program a lot more than I do. And then when there's a generally accepted timeline, I'm going to look this way because I'm getting distracted by all the good work she's done. A generally accepted timeline, then a long ass video to make of going through it all and saying this, as far as we can tell, is each bits of text where it goes. So that's the plan. Thank you for joining. You're saying thank you for streaming. Thank you for joining. I'm going to make it 2 hours 22. I'm going to say goodbye now. Thank you for your time, for coming in, and be curious on your journey. Bye-bye.